I want to talk to you about how to actually cash a check at Walmart, and I really also want to talk about the larger topic of Walmart financial services. Okay, so this is actually a complete guide when it comes to a Walmart check cashing. So here's a tutorial I want you to really pay attention to. First of all, when you think about the Walmart, Can you actually cash checks at Walmart? Because a lot of folks are not really sure about the answer to that question. Yes, you can actually cash checks at Walmart, and the process is very straightforward. Okay, now one thing for sure, you just need to be mindful of a couple of things to conveniently cash your checks at Walmart, and those things I'll actually explain them to you into this conversation. So, how do you actually cash a check at Walmart? What's the process? What's the methodology? Okay, now to cash a check at Walmart, first you need to gather the necessary documents. The whole thing is that, of course, you have a check, and you probably have like somebody that actually want to cash a check, or somebody who actually cut that check in the first place. So you want to gather the necessary document, bring your check and a valid ID, such as a driver's license or government issued photo ID, to the Walmart Financial Center. Okay, and what you want to do is you want to locate the customer service desk, or and sometimes in some stores it's called a money center. So it really depends. It's either a customer service or a money center. Okay, so you want to head to the customer service desk or money center at your local Walmart store. Those areas are designated for check cashing services, and that's a good thing because Walmart is pretty organized, and so they have actually allocated a certain real estate, if you will, within their store for check cashing. So the third thing you want to do is you want to endorse the check. Sign the back of the check, also known as endorsing it, to indicate that you are the recipient of the funds. Because otherwise, how can you cash a check for which you're not the recipient, right? So you need to really specify that you are the recipient, and you want to present your ID and the check. Provide the clerk at the customer service desk or a money center with your ID and the check. They will compare your signature on the check to the one on your ID to verify your identity. And nowadays things are even digital. If there's a digital equivalent of your ID, they'll check that too. And then receive your cash. Okay. Once your identity is confirmed, the clerk will give you the cash equivalent of the check. So pretty straightforward. So when you think about cashing a check at Walmart, what kind of checks can you cash there? In other words, what are the types of checks Walmart accepts? Let's talk about that because Walmart is pretty flexible when it comes to check accepted. Okay, so first of all, Walmart accepts various types of checks for cash, including government checks, paychecks. So paychecks from private companies or public companies, or that's really good. So government checks, I'm talking here about checks from the Social Security Administration or the IRS. Paychecks can be from private companies or public companies, okay? You also have payroll checks from a payroll service like ADP or Zero or Wave, okay? You also have tax refund checks, including state or federal refunds. So this is actually from the IRS or your state tax authority, your state tax revenue agency, your state revenue agency. They also accept checks for cash in terms of insurance settlement. So those are insurance settlement checks from an established insurance company such as a Geico or Allstate, but it has to be an established insurance company. It can't be just a dodgy insurance company somewhere in rural America. Okay, it has to be an established insurance company. They also accept distribution checks from 401k or other retirement plans. They also accept printed checks. They accept cashier's checks, MoneyGram money order that were actually issued at a Walmart. So it has to be issued within Walmart ecosystem. That way they can trace the validity of that money order. And they also actually will accept two-party personal checks up to $200 maximum. It's important to know that personal checks are only accepted if they are pre-printed and not handwritten. Additionally, there are limits on the amount you can cash at Walmart. The largest two-party personal checks, the personal check that can be cashed, I think I just said it, $200, okay? For other types of checks, the maximum amount is $5,000 from May through December and $7,500 from January through April when the tax season is actually pretty open. Now, can you cash your check at Walmart right now? Yes. Walmart money center hours, hours of operation are typically from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Saturday and 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Sunday. However, it's important to know that the hours of operation may vary by location, so it's really best to check with your local Walmart store to actually confirm their specific money center hours. Okay. Now, to actually cash a check at Walmart, you can visit the money center during their operating hours. Walmart offers check cashing services for payroll and government checks, including tax refund checks, and this is really good. Let me talk to you about Walmart check cashing fees and limit. I mean, I think I've said a little bit about the limit before, but I want to really insist on that because that's really important. So everybody is pretty clear as to what they have to really, what like as far as their expectations. I want to first talk to you about the fees because I mean, Walmart has a service. Check cashing is a service. It's a convenience service, so they are charging convenience fees. So you have fees and you have limits. So the limits, I've said this before. You are speaking about $7,500 and 5,000, and for regular checks, and $200 for pre-printed person-to-person checks. In terms of fees, Walmart charges a fee for check cashing services, which typically ranges from $4 to $6, depending on the check's value. So the higher the value, the more they will charge. I mean, there is no correlation in terms of how much they're charging, but there is a certain percentage. So basically, you can expect to actually pay $6 as a fee if you are having a check above $5,000, which should not be a problem. I mean, if you have a check of $5,000 and Walmart is cashing the check for you and charging you $6 for it, that's really nothing. That's really worth it. Okay, so think about it: $4 to $6, and those are the fees. Now the limits. I mean, the limits are really important there because the limit that I just gave you, $200, $5,000, or $7,500 from January through April. Those limits are there to protect Walmart. They're there to protect Walmart against fraud, against like a loss. Because see, check cashing is it's a very risky business to be in, and Walmart has to take some precautions to make sure they're not losing money in the process. That's why they're doing it. And basically, the reason why they actually increased the limit a little bit between January and April is because of the tax season, and they realize that a lot of folks are thinking about cashing refund checks during that period. Okay, and so that's why. But again, normally it's $5,000, and from January to April, $7,500. I want to talk to you about compliance here. So when you think about cashing a check at Walmart, what kind of compliance can you expect? Let's talk about Walmart check cashing verification. Okay, like I said, Walmart, when it comes to a check cashing, this is a very risky business, and Walmart has to cover their butt too. Okay, Walmart has a check cashing verification process in place to ensure the legitimacy of the check and the authorization of the person cashing it. Now, here are some key details about Walmart's check cashing verification process. Okay, first you have a identification verification, you have a check scanning, check authenticity verification, funds verification, and hold on funds. So those are elements that are part of the verification process at Walmart. Let me go a little more granular here. So when I speak about identification verification, Walmart checks the identification of the person cashing the check, okay, to ensure that they are the authorized recipient. That's the first, and that's the logical sort of step. Then you have check scanning. So the check is actually scanned to verify the writing and account numbers, as well as the check amount and date. Now you have check authenticity verification. So Walmart uses a proprietary algorithm and third-party database to verify the authenticity of the check and detect potential fraud. And Walmart has the resources and also the ecosystem to actually have in place a solid foundation, a solid sort of process to actually authenticate the check. And then you have funds verification. So what happens here is that Walmart will contact the issuing bank to confirm that the account has sufficient funds to cover the check. And finally, you have a hold on funds. In some cases, Walmart may place a hold on the funds for up to 2 business days to allow for further verification. So it's important to really know that Walmart charges a fee for cashing checks, $4 to $6, okay, and there are certain restrictions on the types of checks they will cash, such as personal checks, payroll checks, government checks, and tax refund checks. And so that's important for you to really have a clear idea about what really works for your specific Walmart store. So Walmart uses third-party check verification systems such as Certegy and Telecheck to validate the check owner's account for a payment, and these systems help verify checks before accepting them and minimize losses and prevent check fraud. And the cool thing here is that if your check is declined, there could be several reasons, including insufficient funds, non-verifiable information, stolen or counterfeit check cashing limit, or previous bounce checks. But you have the opportunity to go and fix whatever the issue is and come back to a Walmart. So that's really good. So why will Walmart not cash your check, right? What's the problem? Well, there are several reasons why Walmart may not cash your check. Let me give you a few possible reasons based on the search results. First, you have the wrong check type, a lack of history on file. So if Walmart doesn't have a certain chronology to actually fall back on, they might be a little hesitant to actually give you the check, to actually honor your check. You have fraud concerns, inadequate identification, previous negative history with check verification services, unpaid debts, human error, additional risk factors, stale checks, and above limit check. So when I speak about wrong check type, Walmart has specific criteria for the types of checks they will cash. They may not cash checks with multiple payees, post-dated checks, starter checks, handwritten checks, or MoneyGram money orders not issued at Walmart. When I say a lack of history on file, if you have little to no history of using checks or making payments via check, Walmart's checks verification system may flag you as a risk. This can be really remedied by establishing a positive history by using checks for less expensive purchases first. You also have fraud concerns. So Walmart takes fraud seriously, and their check verification services will look at the history of fraudulent reports associated with your account. So if your account, for instance, has a history of fraudulent reports or checkbook theft, Walmart may deny cashing your check. You also have inadequate identification. So to cash a check at Walmart, you will need to provide a valid identification document. Walmart typically requires 2 forms of identification, with at least one having a photo. If you have also a previous history, if you have a history of writing bad checks or attempting to float writing a check expecting funds to be available later, Walmart's check verification services may flag your account as a high risk and denying cashing your check. If you have a negative history with financial institutions, such as unpaid bank accounts closed with negative amounts, Walmart may decline to cash your check. So that's if you have, let's say, a check system entry. And human error mistakes can happen, and a check being declined at Walmart may be a result of human error. Cashiers may accidentally enter incorrect information or confuse your identity with someone else's. And that happens, okay? That happens. Don't panic here. You have also additional risk factors, stale checks, and above limit check. I want to quickly go back to Walmart check cashing hours. What are the opening hours for you to really make sure you can take advantage of everything at Walmart? So basically, Walmart Money Center offers check cashing services to its customers. Now, the hours of operation for check cashing at Walmart may vary by location. I told you before, right? 8 to 8 a.m. Eastern to 8 a.m. Not Eastern, but 8 a.m. in your locality to 8 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Now, here's the information gathered from our search results. Walmart Money Center hours are usually 8 to 8, and in some cases it will be 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. Monday through Saturday, and 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Sunday in some locations, okay? What you want to do here is that check with your local store for their specific hours, or you can just let us know in the comment section, and we'll let you know based on your locality. We'll tell you the hours there. Now, to find check cashing hours of a specific Walmart Money Center near you, you can visit the Walmart website and use the Store Finder feature Also, this is pretty straightforward, pretty user friendly too. And you want to enter your address into the text box and click find to locate the nearest Walmart store. Or you can also just enter your zip code and basically they will let you know based on your zip which is the nearest Walmart store. Now, once you find the store closest to you, click on more services and info under that store information. And what you want to do is you want to look for specific words. You want to look for the words money services to see if the store has a money center. Because see, the thing is, not all stores have money centers. Okay, they may have a customer service, but let's say, but they do not have a money center. So what you want for cash for a check cashing is a money center. So you want to look for the words money services or money center, and if you see those words, you can call the phone number listed to inquire about the money center hours. Okay, and they'll tell you, they'll tell you based on the day that you're coming, what time they're open. If the store does not have a money center, you can move on to the next location on your list. Like I said, not all stores have this money center thing. So, if you're lucky, you can have a money center in your area, like in your closest store, real fast. If not, you're gonna have to actually keep trying until you find something, until you find a store that works for you. So before closing to this conversation, I want to talk to you about the benefits of Walmart check cashing. Because see, when you think about Walmart check cashing, you are speaking about convenience, right? You have a large sort of a store chain that's actually that's providing that service, the check cashing service. So cashing your checks at Walmart offers actually several advantages. You have convenience. I've spoken about that before. Convenience. You have extended hours. Think about it. 8 to 8 or 6 to 11. That's pretty good. 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. in some area. That's pretty good, because that means you can actually you can wake up and go to a store, cash your check, and go to work. If you work at 8 o'clock, at least by 8 you'll be at work anyway. Okay, so that's really good. You also have accessibility. So basically, when I speak about convenience, basically you have numerous Walmart locations nationwide, so it's pretty easy to find a store near you. Okay, and when I speak about extended hours, that's what I just said. Basically, their customer service desk and a money center are often open for extended hours, and so this is really convenient also for check cashing outside of regular banking hours. In terms of accessibility, think about it. Walmart's check cashing services are available to individuals who do not have a bank account or prefer not to use their bank for check cashing. So that's really good. So overall, when you think about Walmart check cashing, think about a store chain that offers a convenient and accessible option for cashing checks. With their widespread presence and dedicated customer service desk or money centers, if you don't have a bank account, or if you seek an alternative to traditional banking, you can easily cash various types of checks at Walmart. While fees may apply, the convenience, extended hours, and accessibility make Walmart check cashing a viable solution for you if you need funds immediately. Okay, and so remember to bring your check, a valid ID. That's really important. And be prepared to endorse the check before visiting Walmart for check cashing services. So here's the takeaway into this conversation. I spoke to you about how to cash your check at Walmart. I give you the tutorial, the compliance, and now the takeaway. Thank you so much. God bless you. I see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.